Look around you, what do you see? Objects, people, the sky above, the ground below, each possesses a form, a shape, an outline that distinguishes it from everything else. This is the form we readily acknowledge, the visible, the tangible, the seemingly straightforward boundary of things. But is that all there is to it? Is form merely the skin of reality, or does it hint at something deeper, something more profound, woven into the very fabric of existence itself? We are about to embark on a journey beyond the immediate horizon of our senses. Imagine form not just as a physical characteristic. Think of it as a concept, a principle, an organizing force that shapes not only matter, but also thought, energy, and perhaps even reality itself. What if the forms we perceive are but echoes of more fundamental structures? What if the universe speaks in a language of forms, a language we are only beginning to decipher? This exploration invites you to question, to wonder, to look at the familiar world with new eyes, seeking the unseen architecture that underpins all that is, was, and ever will be. Our quest will take us through diverse landscapes. We will wander through the galleries of abstract art. Here, artists play with form in its purest sense, detaching it from literal representation. We will delve into the minds of philosophers. They have grappled with the nature of form for millennia. Is it real or an illusion? We will even touch upon the mystical, exploring ideas of forms that exist beyond our physical senses, shaping our thoughts and spiritual experiences. This journey asks for an open mind and a curious spirit. Join me as we peel back the layers of perception. Let us venture beyond the visible horizon. Together, we will explore the multifaceted nature of form, from the grand cosmic structures that dwarf galaxies to the subtle patterns that govern our thoughts. Prepare to see the universe and perhaps even yourself in a new light. The adventure begins now. What secrets does form hold, waiting patiently for us to uncover them across the vast expanse of understanding? Let's find out. Step into the world of abstract art. Here, the rules of depiction often dissolve. You won't always find a perfect tree or a recognizable face. Instead, you encounter shapes, lines, colors, textures. These are forms, stripped bare. Artists like Kandinsky or Mondrian sought to communicate directly. They aimed for an emotional or intellectual resonance. They believed pure form could speak a universal language, a language that bypasses the need for literal subjects, touching something primal within us. What makes a simple square painted red so compelling? Why does a swirl of blue evoke a sense of calm, or a jagged black line a feeling of unease? Abstract art challenges our conventional understanding of meaning. It suggests that form itself possesses inherent expressive power. The relationships between forms, their balance, their tension, their harmony, create a visual dialogue. This dialogue doesn't tell a story in the traditional sense. Instead, it elicits a response, a feeling, an idea, purely through the arrangement of visual elements. The power of abstract form lies in its ambiguity. It invites interpretation. It allows the viewer to become a co-creator of meaning. Unlike a realistic portrait, which might tell you much about the subject, an abstract piece asks you questions. It prompts introspection. It makes you consider why certain arrangements of shape and color affect you the way they do. This is form acting as a catalyst for thought and emotion, untethered from the obligation to merely copy the visible world around us. So when you next encounter an abstract artwork, pause. Don't ask, what is it supposed to be? Instead, ask, what does it make me feel? What thoughts does it provoke? The artist is using form as a key to unlock something within your own mind. The meaning is not solely in the canvas, it is in the interaction. It is in the resonance between the artwork's form and your own internal landscape. Abstract art teaches us that form can be a direct conduit to experience. Artists throughout history have been masters of form. Even before the rise of pure abstraction, form was a critical tool. Consider the elongated figures of El Greco, or the robust, earthy forms in the works of Diego Rivera. These were not always strict representations of reality. The artists manipulated form, they exaggerated it, they stylized it. They did this to convey something beyond mere appearance, to express spirituality, power, struggle, or grace. Form became their deliberate code. The choice of form is never arbitrary for a thoughtful artist. A rounded, flowing form might suggest gentleness, nature, or continuity. Think of the smooth, embracing curves in a sculpture by Henry Moore. In contrast, sharp, angular forms can evoke tension, conflict, or modernity. Consider the fragmented planes in a cubist painting by Picasso or Braque. These artists were deconstructing and reconstructing form. They were showing us new ways to see the world, broken down into its fundamental geometric components. This manipulation of form is a language, a visual syntax. Sculptors, for instance, contend directly with three-dimensional form. They carve it from stone. They model it in clay. They weld it from metal. Each choice of material and technique influences the final form, and that form in turn speaks. It speaks of weight, of lightness, of solidity, of fragility. It occupies space, it interacts with light and shadow. It invites us to walk around it, to experience it from multiple perspectives, engaging our bodies as well as our eyes. Understanding this artistic code enriches our appreciation. We begin to see that form is not just what something looks like, it is what something does. It is how it communicates its essence, its purpose, or the artist's intention. Whether in a grand cathedral's soaring arches, designed to lift the spirit, or in the simple elegance of a well-crafted chair, form carries meaning. It is a testament to human creativity. It is our ability to shape the world, and in doing so, to express the depths of our experience. Let us journey back in time, to ancient Greece, to the mind of the philosopher Plato. For Plato, the forms we see in our everyday world, a chair, a tree, a circle, were not the real forms. They were mere shadows, imperfect copies. He proposed a higher realm, a realm of perfect, eternal forms or ideas. The true form of chairness, for example, existed in this intelligible world. All physical chairs were just participating in or imitating this perfect, unchanging essence of what it means to be a chair. This was a revolutionary idea. It suggested that form is more than just a physical outline. It is an underlying reality, a blueprint. Plato believed that true knowledge could only be attained by apprehending these perfect forms, not through our fallible senses which perceive only the shadows on the cave wall, but through reason. Through philosophical contemplation, the physical world was transient, ever-changing. The world of forms, however, was eternal and immutable, the source of all truth and reality. Think about it. When you identify different objects as circles, what are you recognizing? No two hand-drawn circles are perfectly identical, yet you grasp the underlying concept, the form of a circle. Plato would argue that this concept, this perfect idea of a circle, is more real than any physical circle you could ever draw or see. It's a profound shift in perspective. It elevates form from a mere attribute of objects to the very essence of their being, existing independently of physical manifestation. Plato's theory of forms has echoed through centuries of Western thought. It has influenced art, science, and spirituality. It challenges us to look beyond surface appearances, to seek the underlying principles, the universal patterns. It asks, what is truly real? Is it the fleeting particular instances we encounter, or the enduring universal archetypes they represent? The quest for understanding form, in this philosophical light, becomes a quest for understanding the fundamental nature of reality itself, a truly cosmic question. Beyond the galleries of art and the halls of philosophy, let us explore another dimension of form, the realm of the spiritual and the mystical. Many traditions speak of forms that are not physical, not visible to the ordinary eye, yet they are believed to possess structure and influence. Consider the concept of thought forms. Some esoteric teachings propose that our thoughts and emotions can create distinct energetic patterns. These patterns or forms can linger in the environment or even affect others. Imagine your intense joy or deep sorrow taking on a shape, a vibrant, radiating sphere for happiness, a heavy, dark cloud for grief. While not scientifically proven in the conventional sense, this idea resonates with our intuitive experience. We often speak of heavy atmospheres or good vibes. Could these be our subtle perceptions of non-physical forms? These spiritual perspectives suggest that the mind itself is a shaper of forms, constantly creating and interacting with an unseen energetic landscape, a landscape composed of feelings and intentions. Mystical traditions worldwide also describe spiritual beings or energies as having specific forms. Angels are often depicted with wings, deities with particular attributes and symbols. These are not necessarily meant to be literal physical descriptions. Rather, they are symbolic forms. They represent qualities, powers, or aspects of consciousness. The form, in this context, is a language of the sacred. It is a way to conceptualize and connect with realities that transcend our everyday material experience. It provides a framework for the ineffable. Even concepts like auras or chakras relate to this idea of non-physical form. They are described as energy centers or fields around the body, each with its own color, shape, and vibrational quality. Whether one accepts these as literal truths or potent metaphors, they highlight humanity's enduring fascination with forms beyond the visible. They suggest that our being extends beyond our skin, that there is an unseen architecture to our consciousness and our spiritual nature, a subtle scaffolding of energy and meaning. How do we even begin to grasp the concept of form? Our primary tool is language. The very word form itself has a history. It shapes our understanding before we even consciously analyze it. The English word form travels to us from Latin, from the word forma. Forma carried a rich array of meanings for the Romans. It could mean shape, figure or appearance, beauty, a model, a plan, or even a regulation. This linguistic DNA still influences how we use and perceive form today. Consider how language carves up the world. We assign names to things: chair, star, emotion. Each word creates a boundary. It gives a concept a mental form. Without the word circle, how would we collectively discuss or even easily conceive of that specific geometric shape with all its properties? Language doesn't just describe reality. In many ways, it constructs our shared understanding of it. It provides the categories, the labels, the conceptual boxes into which we sort our experiences. The evolution of language mirrors the evolution of thought. As our understanding deepens, we invent new words, or existing words take on new shades of meaning. Think of scientific terms. Atom originally meant indivisible. Its form in our minds has changed drastically as science revealed its complex inner structure. The language we use to discuss form in art, philosophy, or science constantly refines our mental models. It allows us to communicate increasingly nuanced and complex ideas about structure and appearance. Therefore, the words we choose matter profoundly. They are not neutral conveyors of information. They are active sculptors of perception. When we explore form, we are also exploring the power of language, the power to define, to categorize, to make abstract concepts tangible in our minds. The very act of naming something gives it a conceptual form. This allows us to hold it in our thoughts, to discuss it, and to build upon it. Language is the invisible framework upon which much of our understanding of form is built. Our human experience is largely tuned to three spatial dimensions: length, width, height, plus the relentless march of time. The forms we typically perceive are three-dimensional objects existing within this framework. But is this the full extent of reality? Modern physics, particularly theories like string theory, postulates the existence of additional spatial dimensions. Dimensions curled up so tightly or so vast that they are imperceptible to our current senses and instruments. Imagine forms existing in these higher dimensions. What would a four-dimensional object look like if we could perceive it? Mathematicians and physicists create conceptual models, projections, shadows of these hyper-objects into our familiar three-dimensional space. Just as a three-dimensional sphere casts a two-dimensional circular shadow, a four-dimensional hypersphere or tesseract would cast a complex, shifting three-dimensional shadow. These are forms beyond our direct intuition, forms that challenge the limits of our imagination, yet they are mathematically consistent possibilities for the structure of our universe. This concept of multidimensionality isn't just a scientific playground, it has philosophical implications for our understanding of form. If our reality encompasses more dimensions than we perceive, then the forms we observe might be incomplete representations. They could be mere cross-sections of much larger, more complex entities. Our universe itself might have a form or shape in some higher dimensional space, a shape that dictates its evolution and its fundamental laws, a cosmic architecture of unimaginable scale. Exploring these ideas expands our definition of form. It pushes us beyond the tangible, beyond the easily visualized. It suggests that the universe holds layers of structure far more intricate than we can currently grasp with our senses alone. Form, in this context, becomes a gateway to understanding the ultimate nature of space, time, and reality itself. It beckons us to consider that what we see is not all there is, that hidden dimensions might harbor forms of breathtaking complexity and significance. Let's zoom out, way out, beyond our planet, beyond our solar system, beyond even our Milky Way galaxy. Look at the universe on its grandest scales. What forms do we see? Galaxies themselves are not randomly scattered. They cluster together. They form immense filaments and walls. These structures are separated by vast cosmic voids. This is the cosmic web, an intricate sponge-like structure, a form on a scale that dwarfs human comprehension, sculpted by gravity over billions of years. The individual galaxies within this web also possess distinct forms: spirals with graceful winding arms, ellipticals like giant hazy footballs of stars, irregular galaxies, chaotic and beautiful. These forms are not accidental. They tell a story of galactic evolution, of mergers and collisions, of star birth and death. The form of a galaxy is a snapshot of its history and its destiny. Each spiral arm, each central bulge, is a chapter written in the language of gravity and gas dynamics. Even the universe as a whole might have a shape. Cosmologists debate its geometry. Is it flat, like an infinite sheet of paper? Is it positively curved, like the surface of a sphere? Or negatively curved, like a saddle? The answer depends on the total amount of matter and energy in the cosmos. This overall form of the universe would determine its ultimate fate. Will it expand forever, or will it eventually collapse back in on itself? The grandest form of all holds the key to the universe's past and future. From the delicate dance of subatomic particles to the majestic sweep of galactic superclusters, form is a fundamental aspect of the cosmos. It reveals the underlying laws of physics at play. It shows how complexity can arise from simple rules, iterated over vast scales of space and time. The universe is a symphony of forms, ever-changing, ever-evolving. A testament to the organizing principles that shape reality from the infinitesimally small to the unimaginably large. The study of these forms is, in essence, the study of everything. Our journey through the multifaceted world of form is drawing to a close, but it is also a beginning, an invitation to look at your world, your ideas, and even yourself with a new kind of vision, to see beyond the surface, beyond the immediately visible horizon. Form is not just the shape of a coffee cup or the outline of a mountain range. It is so much more. It is meaning in art. It is philosophical essence. It is spiritual pattern. It is linguistic structure. It is multidimensional possibility. Consider the everyday objects around you. Don't just see their utility, see their design, the choices made in their creation. The way their form speaks of their function, or perhaps of beauty itself. Think about the ideas you hold. What is their shape, their structure? How do they connect with other ideas? Our thoughts, too, have form. They are built piece by piece into complex architectures of understanding or misunderstanding. Recognizing these mental forms can empower us to reshape them. Even your own life has a form, a narrative, a pattern of experiences, relationships, and growth. Sometimes this form is clear, sometimes it's obscured by the immediacy of the present moment, but stepping back, seeking the larger patterns, can reveal a deeper coherence, a personal story sculpted by choices, by chance, and by the relentless unfolding of time. What is the form of your aspirations? What unseen structures guide your path forward in this cosmic ballet? Let this exploration inspire you. Cultivate a curiosity for the unseen. for the structures that lie beneath the surface. The universe is whispering its secrets in the language of form, in the curl of a fern, in the spiral of a galaxy, in the spark of an idea, in the silence between your thoughts. Open your senses, open your mind. There is a profound beauty and intricate order waiting to be discovered. Look again, see deeper. The visible horizon is just the beginning of the spectacle.